Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, first position. Okay, second position. Okay, third position. Okay, one bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please stay a seat. Okay, please stay a seat. Okay, as usual, before we start the class, please follow me and recite the Guan Yin Pusa, name of the Guan Yin Pusa. 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay. Good morning, all brothers and sisters. Okay, please refer to your textbook, page 53. And we are in the Chinese Sutra, page 10. Okay, I say again, your textbook, please refer to page 52 or 53, yes, somewhere around there, all right? Okay, so before we start the class, just a reminder. Our next lesson will be on the 2nd of April, not April Fool. April Fool is on Saturday, right? 2nd of April is on Sunday. As normal, first and third week, regardless of the month, whether it's 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So very easy to remember. You need to remember that Chinese one, very confusing. You know, those people, then you're very confusing. Then what happens if you have dementia next time? You confused already, correct or not? So now today newspaper also came out, dementia. A lot of people dementia, Not only old people, no. Sometimes young people also dementia, right? So Buddhism will tell you how to solve the problem. So Dharma is very useful. Dharma cannot separate it from daily life, all right? It's applicable, can be applied in our daily life in order to generate wisdom. And that is a unique, very special, feature in Buddhism, different from other religion. All right, they must be different from other religion. Of course, we are not criticize other religion. It's just like you have a secular education, whether you graduate from primary school, P6, Sec 4, O level, A level, degree, master, PhD, and so on and so forth. So it's a different level. Okay, so please refer to your page 53. Now, last lesson we talked about cross-leg. When Buddha went for alms begging, so begging after beg the food, and he came back to his city and washed his food, everything. He just prepared for assembly, whereby later on we go into chapter 2, and this he's a great disciple, Subhuti. He's very specialized in emptiness. He will start to have a kind of a question asked on behalf of us, because you are not there, right? On behalf of us regarding the later we'll tell you the emptiness, the kind of abiding mind. This is a very profound Dharma in Buddhism. Anyway, I will explain it later. Now, this cross-leg, another function is make sure our body is stable, right? So if you know one of the Chinese school, Tian Tai school in Chinese Buddhism, one of the 8 school, they say regulating how to regulate your mind, your body, and breath, right? Control breath, breathing. And this actually before we practice the meditation, then it can be focused. You can do focusing. Otherwise, it's very difficult because your body is moving, not stable. That will affect our contemplation. Okay? So that's the reason you say, okay, you cross-leg, just as Buddha is sitting here, the posture, this is our posture, cross-leg, full position, the kind of cross-leg, and this is more stable. Now, if you cannot do it, because people like you and me already cannot do it, you are very hard one, not like those young people very soft one, then you do half. Again, you can do half. And people like you, just now when we recite the Guan Pusa, name of Guan Pusa, we call it sitting meditation. You sit, keep your body straight, you push your hand, you rest on your thigh there, you push inward, and the body will straight. If you push outward, you bend your body, right? So you push inward, you keep your body straight. Okay? So this is how you regulate, adjust your body, right? Before you do the meditation. So here they talk about cross-leg. Okay, can you see the page 52? The last paragraph, you see the italic. Those written in italic format is referring to the sutra, right? Referring to the verse of the sutra. Only the explanation is a normal romantic, typing one. Okay, so that shows the difference. Okay. Now we see the next one, last paragraph. Turn his awareness to what was before him. Okay. Now, elsewhere in the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra. Now, if you want to know this sutra, as I told you before, you turn to page 453. And of course, this is a very important sutra. We're talking about Mahaprajna Paramita. Paramita means perfection in English. If you study Dhamma class, you will know 6 perfection. Now, this 6 perfection in Chinese called 6度. Cross from this shore to the other shore. This shore of birth and death to the other shore of nirvana. Right? So usually this is a very popular phrase in Chinese or in Buddhism. So this 6 perfection 6度 is part of the content, cultivate the Dharma in Chinese Mahayana Buddhism. That means one who practices the Bodhisattva path, 菩萨道, right? Bodhisattva path. Although Buddhism got, just like Theravada Buddhism talk about Arahat, you see those Thai monks wearing the robe, just like they bear the right shoulder, the robe different from us. Ours is the Chinese Han Dynasty one, everything covered up, right? Everything covered up. And those bear the shoulder on the right one, and they say, yeah, this is more close to Buddha. Of course, Buddha born in India. What else you expect him to wear? You just imagine if Buddha born in China, he will wear like me like that, That's why they don't recognize Mahayana Buddhism, Mahayana teaching was spoken by the Buddha. They don't recognize. 大乘非佛说 in Chinese. And this is a very controversial issue in Buddhist academic study. Those for Buddhist scholar, they got two different schools. One, they say, yeah, we do not recognize Mahayana. One say, yeah, Mahayana is really discourse spoken by the Buddha. We will trace on the doctrine and the historical, the history, all right, behind. So anyway, there's no fixed answer. They're still arguing. Both have the evidence to prove. I mean, we talk about this is from the academic, 学术 point of view. Okay, so this sutra, some glossary, those sutra, whatever you refer to behind, when you go back, you are free, you can read up. So because you want to rush out a little bit, so sometimes I'll highlight to you, but sometimes you go back to read up by yourself. Otherwise, we can't finish. Okay, so the Buddha begins his discourses after entering what is called the Qing or Samadhi. Now this Samadhi, you can turn to page 459. We take a look at this page 459. Now, you see the last one, Samadhi, right? The glossary, Samme, the last paragraph, the last glossary, page 459 behind, right? Behind your textbook. Samme means concentration, think. This is written in Sanskrit, Samadhi, yeah? So we call Samme in Chinese. Or, if you translate to English, called concentration, think. Concentration. Think. Just I was spoken to one of the students, he said, yeah, because when you study the Dharma or Buddhist study, you encounter a lot of Buddhist terminology, right? Buddhist terms, those technical terms. So therefore, you need a dictionary. This is called 工具书 tools. Without dictionary, you will stuck down there, then you lose your interest. You lose your interest, right? So, of course, you don't need to buy the dictionary. Some are free distribution, those hard copy one. If you don't want the hard copy, if you have the computer, you can go to Google search. Nowadays, very convenient. Whatever you do not want, you just key into us, and computer will tell you. Right? So, computer is our great teacher, very good. Right? But not the Buddha. Okay, so this Samadhi, Samme, the goal of meditation. And distracted mind. Undistracted. Now we have our mind is so distracted, right? Distracted mind. We call it scattered mind, 散乱. Think about here and there or whatever. So that's the purpose of the practice meditation. Besides, it's good for our health. Just like those people practice yoga, Y-O-G-A, yoga. This is actually from India, no? Nowadays they are still practicing. You know the Prime Minister of India, Modi. He also lead the yoga, open space, the park there, so many people use the mat, one, left, right, whatever. So all these are yoga. Now yoga, they do have meditation, but it's nothing to do with religion, okay? So what they use, the method of meditation, they use controlled breathing. Controlled breathing, 数息观 in Chinese. Count your breath. 1, 2, 1 to 10, keep on continue. If you miscount, you do over everything again. So you just focus on your counting, focusing. So single pointed, then you will achieve a concentrated mind. In other words, it's beyond time and space. Just like now you are sitting here, if you listen to the lecture attentively, very focused, you will find that the time passed very fast. Although we stop at 11:15. Now if you are sitting here, within this 1.5 hours, you start thinking, where am I going to for lunch? I do not have an appointment, Cracky, Orchard, whatever here, very near Orchard, or whatever, which place. Then your mind is so distracted, scattered mind. Then you'll find that the time, wow, very long. How come I haven't dismissed the class yet? When going to finish 11:15? And you find that the time is very long. That means this you are not focusing. So when you are focusing, it's beyond time and beyond space. Although you are sitting here, you find very comfortable. Okay? So this is the proof that whether you achieve the concentrated mind or not. Okay? Now, so the goal of meditation, an undistracted mind, a snake in the bamboo tube. So we say, cannot move. So very stable, very focusing. Okay, they use this as an analogy. Okay, so turn to page 52. Now, so our deepest trances. Here, in keeping with the tenure of his more, down-to-earth discourse, the Buddha simply practices mindfulness. And nowadays, a lot of people practice vipassana, mindfulness. A lot of people don't have the right mindfulness. Very forgetful. You do this thing, then forget the other thing or whatever. So this is not, you're not focusing. You're not mindful enough. So mindfulness is good for your memory. Not only just health, good for your memory, and you'll become more productive, and you know what you're doing, the kind of things, because you're very mindful. That's the reason why you practice mindfulness. And in Buddhism, right mindfulness is one of the eightfold paths. Before you achieve right concentration, you need right mindfulness. That means you know what is right, what is wrong. So you're very focusing, you're very clear, your mind is very clear. So that's the reason outside they practice vipassana, because they want to achieve mindfulness. You see, just imagine a lot of people, they are not mindful enough. Right? You should experience by yourself or see by yourself. Right? So in Buddhism, mindfulness is just like because before you achieve concentration, and with the concentration, so that you can do contemplation in order to generate wisdom. Only wisdom can counteract our problems. All the affliction, find out, can be eliminated, 去除掉 in Chinese. And this is the purpose, why you want to study Dharma, know the Dharma and practice the Dharma. Okay, back to here. Now, so practice mindfulness. Normally, 4 subjects of mindfulness are distinguished in the essential part of meditation. Now, this one you read about, I skip a little bit. You see the behind one, the last paragraph. Now, Nan Huai Jing. Now, this is the Chinese, I didn't say scholar, but some people say he's a scholar, and quite well known in Chinese Buddhism. Then talking about this one, you know what he said? This in the page 456. Okay, if you want to know who, okay, I show page 456. Go back to 456. I tell one thing, no. That's why those academy of writing format, the book, if you ask you to refer to biography is okay, that's actually nothing. But those references, footnote, they put it at the behind. So it's just free here and there, very annoying, and wasting your time. And the best thing, the academic format or way of writing is at the bottom of the page. Right? You put the index 1, 2, 3, and then you see at the bottom, whether which textbook, where the sources come from, this and this is an academic way, format of writing your thesis. But this one, that's why. But some people, this is an old fashion. So some people prefer this way. All those, of course, the biography references put at the behind. But those footnote, you want to find out one, they even put at the behind. I don't like it. Anyway, too bad. This one, LKK one. LKK? Lao Kok Kok. I thought I said A, you know B already. It's okay. Next time when your wisdom sprout out, then I say A, you not only know B, you know C already, very advanced. More advanced than me, you know C, right? Okay, so this is Nan Huai Jing in Beijing White Cloud Temple. Do you know White Cloud Temple? 白云寺. If you have a holiday trip to Beijing, nowadays, of course, you can go to China, but they're not fully open yet, although they opened the border. Singaporean during the travel fair or whatever at Suntec City, a lot of people rush to go and see the travel agent, and they can book the cheapest one, so that the school already coming in June, they want to go to China already. Why? Because no quarantine. But having said that, only you go to Nanhai, Hainan, Hainan Dao, or the Guilin, these 2 places without visa. Other than that, even you are Singaporean, you need a visa. But last time, pre-COVID time, only Singaporean. You see, we are very close to China, good brother and sister. You don't need any visa one. You can go anytime to China. How many days you want to stay is up to you, as you wish, as your wish. But now, of course, not so freedom, a little bit, a lot, some restriction. But I think sooner or later they will fully open, then can go to China. Some people say, already, hide in the room for 3 years. Take this opportunity to go abroad, overseas study. Like my student yesterday just came back Friday from Taiwan. Of course, you know Taiwan, right? And anybody go to Taiwan before? A lot of people. You see so many people along the head. Okay, back to here. Now in Beijing, this White Cloud Temple. So there's this corporate that has been there since the Ming Dynasty. China, there are different dynasty. Of course, in Buddhism, we call it Golden Age. It's during the Sui Tan Dynasty. That's we talk even talk about economy. Everything is booming in China. Very good. So therefore, the 8 school in Chinese Buddhism was established during that time. We call it Sui Tan Dynasty, Golden Age, 黄金时代. There's a term called Golden Age. And this is how 8 schools will emerge, established during that time. 八大宗, right? Zen, Pure Land, 天台, Huayan, and Zen. Okay, so what you say? Nothing in the world is better than practicing. Nothing in the world is harder than eating. Okay, this is Nam Hai Jing say. Okay, move on to the last verse for this chapter 1. A number of bhikkhu, bhikkhu for male, people like me, bhikkhuni for female. Now, for your lay people, upanisa, upanika, okay? You posai, all right, for male and female, people like you, okay? People like me, of course, you talk about bhikkhu, those who receive the full precepts, 250 precepts, just like Theravada, whatever. But people like us, Mahayana, beside the bhikkhu precept, we do receive the Bodhisattva precepts. Bodhisattva, Pusa-jie, right? Although they don't recognize Bodhisattva, but in Mahayana we talk about Bodhisattva just like Guan Yin Pusa. And the highest goal is Buddha, all right? Enlightened one for Buddha, okay? Now, so a number of bhikkhus then came out to wear the Bhagavan. Bhagavan is one of the Buddha name, right? 10 names for the Buddha. Po Qie Fan, Bhagavan, I told you before, right? Bhagavan was sitting. So after touching his head to his feet. Now, if you're aware of a Pope in Italy, Pope Jiao Zhong, for those Catholic, 天主教, you see the popes, they will wash your feet or whatever, then the forehead, they will touch your feet or whatever, So this is a kind of high respect, something like that. So in Buddhism, they do have this kind of a custom, After touching his head to his feet, they walk around him to the right 3 times and sat down to one side. Now you ask me, how come 3 times, doing 6 times, whatever? You don't ask me. This is kind of their custom, the kind of, rules and regulation. Then go to his right, from right to left, go 1 round, 3 rounds. 绕佛, And then nowadays, very common practice in the temple. When you recite the Ami Tofo, Namo Ami Tofo, here also have, they will lao for within the hall, something like that, So during the time they say, okay, Buddha sit down there, then they just go 3 rounds, something. Okay, you see how they explain it here. It was an Indian custom. I told you already, custom, right? Indian. That's why if you come to China, the custom will be different. Just like Tibetan Buddhism, how they prostrate, boom, the whole body just down. You will injure your leg one, I went to Tibet, how they put something cushion on the hand here, this part, because hand, everything, your both hand and both legs, just everything on the floor there. It's just like dive in the water. You will get injured very easily one. Then very tough, like this kind of wood one, rubber pump, very loud one, you can hear the sound. And this is the kind of the custom, the way how they prostrate to the Buddha. Like us, 1 bow. People like you, because no cushion, just bow, 90 degrees. And this is to show the respect. And this is the lazy one. By right, you have to do the prostration, 顶礼, 拜佛, the cushion there. Even without cushion, you must prostrate, near down to the floor there. Even for Theravada Buddhism, how they pay the respect to the Sangha, monks. They have to squat down, they cannot stand same level, whatever, with the monks, this to show the respect. But Mahayana, 青菜 one, skillful mean one. You can say, Chan Qi Shi, 你好吗? 我很好, how are you? 吃饱未? 吃饱未? 吃饱了. And some people taking for granted. Anyway, different custom, no comment. But it's your heart lah. Even you show respect your heart say, curse like swear, you go and die, you can see. But I cannot read your mind, I don't know. Right now, you see the class more than 100 students. Some people very serious, because a lot of Buddhists very traditional, very serious. How come this monk always joke? I'm not really for the sake of joke. Then I joke, no. It's for the Dharma. Then I tell you how you apply in your daily life. Right now, because the Dharma is so boring, and I don't care one. I dare to speak out one because I don't expect your ampao one. I don't care whether you give or don't give. Right. That should be the way. But some people, put under the table, dare not to speak up. Can't take to你嘛，怕得罪你们嘛。You're scared you're not happy 嘛。A lot of people don't like to hear the 真心话嘛。You know， 他要听假的话嘛。So you happy, and then you will be cheated. You know, by the speaker. Okay, back to here. So it was the Indian custom to honor holy person and sacred site by touching his head to the feet or ground and then walking around in the clockwise direction with the right shoulder facing objects of veneration. Because this is a show of high respect. Anyway, you ask me, this is the answer. This is their custom. 他们的风俗习惯啊。If you happen to be born in China with different custom, if you come to Singapore, another custom. You see the Singapore Theravada monk, they cannot go on the road to go for alms begging, no? The people will call the police 999 to arrest you to the police because you brought the traffic jam. Singapore so congested already though. But if you happen to go to Myanmar in Cambodia, early in the morning you wake up, the even for novice, those young monks, wow, the long queue, the whole, 你看起来是 very dignified look, 很庄严. But they go out, then they hold the bowls, right? Back for the food 嘛，讨东西吃嘛 right? Probably they come up at 6 a.m. Some even 5 something 冇人去 because you wake up so late, right? So come up after 7. Probably you cook everything already, right? And then go to your house, nothing to eat. Okay, back to here. So in the case of monk, they adjusted their robes and bare their right shoulder. As I said, these are uniform. And you may want to say, ask me, hey, your color very confusing one. Like people like me, this light brown color, you hardly see this color already. Because this one wear more than 20 years already. And you see, wow, very orange one. Even the Burma one is pink color one. Tibetan monk is a pink color one. Something brown color and so on and so forth. Is it very confusing? It's true. Not consistent. That's why the Tai Chi Dashi, Master Tai Chi in Chinese Buddhism, he tried to innovate during he was born in China, but unsuccessful before he died, passed away. You know, so that's why people are very confusing. By right, you see those color very dark one, you know, like dark brown or whatever. Those show that you are senior monk, no? Senior one. And those junior, you wear the gray color, but usually gray color for bhikkhuni, female. You know, but even for monk, they also sometimes wear the gray color. So that shows your seniority, you know. But nobody follow anyhow, you know. So you ask me, I can't do anything because I'm satu orang, I cannot. Okay, and bare their shoulder during this ceremony. So since such, you know, circumambulation, okay, it's just like it go round, you know. Begin in front of the person or side being venerated. Pilgrims first face left and then walk around to the right. You know, some people went to India for pilgrim. They go to the Bodhi tree there. Then they recite the Buddha name. Then they go 3 rounds. Some more than 3 rounds. Just round, you know, go around the tree, Bodhi tree. You know, and that Bodhi tree become very, you know, very commercialized and very dirty also. You see, human beings are not hygiene. Right? Although now the WHO, World Health Organization, if you read today this morning newspaper, and it came and said the COVID-19 should be able to disappear. You know, he will announce it, no more COVID-19, everybody happy, you know, within this year. But I tell you, no COVID-19 virus. They do have another virus, combination variant, who know? Because humans take for lesson, learn it as a lesson. Unhygiene. You look at anyhow mask, anyhow throw. You walk around the street, I tell you, they say Singapore is a very clean city, clean city. This one because a lot of sweeper early in the morning, sweep, until wake up, oh, no paper, oh, no nothing. You know, I wake up 4:30, I do my morning service. I saw the Malay girl sweep the floor because they start at 4 a.m. Before you wake up, they sweep the floor. All those paper, rubbish, anyhow throw. That's why I say Singapore, Garden City, very clean. Come on, you're lying. You say Japan very clean. Yes, I do believe Japan. Because they train for the young. And this is their custom, their culture. You have to educate, start from the young. People like you or me, lao you tell already, and stubborn, so stubborn. Who want to change your habit? And last week, I was given a Dharma talk, the Sutra of Six Patriarchs, talking about pure land, 净土, pure mind. I told them, without pure mind, the place won't be clean, won't be pure, clean. Because mind is the main controller, just as CPU, is control your verbal speech and your body action, behavior, how you behave. Then you say you want to go to Pure Land to see Amitofo. Come. I also never go there, I don't know. Whether there's a Pure Land there, it's just I never go to heaven. How do you know there's a heaven? Of course you believe it. But you can convert this place to Pure Land. If everybody have a pure mind, very considerate, well-behaved, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't throw anything. Because you're selfish. You thinking by yourself, but you didn't think about other people. My place clean, but your place dirty, your business. Nothing to do with me, but you're wrong. In Buddhism, talking about dependent origination. All things are depend on causes and conditions. I depend on you, you depend on me. Without you all sitting here, I'm talking to the wall. Without me standing here, you are looking at the Buddha. And the Buddha cannot talk. If the Buddha can talk, everybody run away. Buddha stay put, cannot talk. So I act on his behalf, just like MP, member of parliament. I act on his behalf. That's why any people can anyhow talk. Those speakers, it solely depend on their training in terms of experience, the Dharma knowledge. And they will tell you whether more story or less story or what is the significant meaning of the sutra, how to put it in the simple manner so that everybody can benefit, can understand the Dharma, and happy. Everybody happy. Then become happy land. 快乐. Why not? The Buddhism is not just chanting, and asking for blessing, then you better go to Taoism. Yeah, you better go to Christianity or Catholic. Right? You're seeking for the blessing from the God. Of course, you can seek the blessing from the Buddha, but most importantly, that's the difference in Buddhism, with other religions, because we're talking about wisdom. And wisdom, you cannot just solely worship to the Buddha. Not enough. Chanting, not enough. The most important is practicing. Do it. Action more than word. But before you do it, how to do? You must know the theory. Just like learn mathematics, x plus y equal to z. You must know this equation so that you can plug in any figure, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Well, without learning the equation, how to solve the problems? Right? So it's the same logic. Okay, back to here. So, these three circumambulations represent a devotee's veneration of the Buddhism. Three treasure, three treasure, 三宝, triple gem. Or sometimes translated triple gem. That's why English is a different translation, but Chinese is 三宝. Some people say 吃饱喝饱睡饱, 那个是 rubbish. 以前不懂三宝, It's referring to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, 佛法僧. If you know the Dharma class, study the Dharma class, right? Or sometimes call it triple gems. Right, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay? And Buddha, the 10 directions of all the Buddhas, 十方佛, not only one Buddha. Why? Because everybody can become Buddha. Why everybody can become Buddha? All sentient beings possess Buddha nature. Buddha nature? 佛性. Means potential enlightenment. Everybody have a potential to become Buddha. Not like other religion. God is only one, Almighty God. Beside Him, you cannot become God. You have to listen to the God. You have to obey to the God. You have to believe to the God. 你要相信上帝, then you can go to the heaven. They talk about 永生. You go there, you'll never die forever. But you're wrong in Buddhism, talk about 6 cycles. After your fortune, good fortune, no more already, then you descend to one of the 6 cycles. That solely depends on your karma. Yeah. Karma means action, if you know the Dharma. Right? Buddhism believes in cause and effect. Karma, causes and condition. They don't believe there's a creator. You say that God is a creator, then who created God? Cause and effect. I always use if you study chemistry, you know how to form the water? H2O. 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. You studied chemistry before. You know, recently they talk about water campaign because, you know, our Deputy Prime Minister, Lawrence Wong, with Mr. Graceful, the ladies, he said they have a campaign, and he was highlighted in Singapore by 2030. You have shortage of water, and if any people anyhow use of water, wastewater, right, due to the climate change. Then in order to, he said, must have a kind of technology, more advanced technology to explore further how to have a water in Singapore. All right. Besides, we buy the water from Johor, Malaysia, but you need to depend on yourself how to survive. Even now, recently, if you read the newspaper, they try to buy the electricity from Cambodia. You know, so Singapore, they plan beforehand, you know. You plan 20, 30 years, 50 years, what's going to happen. Prevention better than cure. Unlike nowadays in Taiwan, if you're aware of the news in Taiwan, 缺水、缺电、缺档 lack of egg 没能价嘞，鸡蛋都没鸡蛋价。Lack of water, no water because summer coming already, weather very hot. Then electricity not enough, 缺电。You know, then that's dependent. All those politicians, they always play the wayang show in Taiwan. You never take care of the country or whatever. So a lot of things happen. So you see, nowadays, a lot of people like to migrate to Singapore. No? I saw the YouTube. Wow, especially those rich people. No? They try to invest in Singapore. Why? Because Singapore more stable. Ma. Then有水有电有8价嘛。能够插过条垃圾嘞。Quite no. You know, last time I also like to criticize the government. Because, you know, before I went out to further study, I studied in Taiwan 4 years, studied in England 5 years, 9 years was abroad, hardly come back to Singapore. Not like you go for 1-2 weeks holiday and then come back. Then you do the comparison, you'll know that, wow, heng my heng. Wow, Singapore really is a happy land. But I讲能不能加了。I 水不水，你也是 use the water bill to go and collect water, that kind of ration. Then you find it so inconvenient. You flush the toilet, see a 不水, just imagine. You cannot wash your hands so dirty. You know, then no aircon, no lighting. How to study Dharma class? The class can be have to cancel. Quite no. So we are very fortunate. No good karma. No, you all have a good karma. Sit down here, can discuss the Dharma, can share the Dharma, can have some joke, and enjoy the comfortable, it's so conducive environment. All these are don't take things for granted. No. Probably you have a good karma in your past life according to Buddhism, or before you come here in your present life, or who knows? Why not? But, you know, it's just our friend, you know, he told me so from South Africa, you see, all the way to here. So you're like, we are born in Singapore, so must treasure it. 要珍惜它. But a lot of people want, you know, take things for granted. Take things for granted. That's the English word. Take things for 理所当然. It should be like that. What? Should be like that. That's why I see a lot of complaint king and queen in Singapore. You know what's complaint king and queen? Like to complain. Without complaint, it's see. That's a typical Singaporean, they say. I also Singaporean. Okay, so Buddhism 3 treasure. The teacher, Buddha, as I say, the teaching, the Dharma, the sacred teaching, and the Sangha means the community of monks and nuns. Okay, the rest you read by yourself. Now, this is the first chapter. So basically to tell you, before they begin the assembly, you know, they make sure everything is prepared, wash your feet, you know, bag your food, make sure your stomach is full, your stomach is empty, or just like without taking your breakfast, you sit down here, I didn't think so you can concentrate the lecture. Right? And you know in England, their custom culture, 英国, when I was there, they call it brunch. That means they don't have the breakfast because they Saturday, Friday night fever, they sleep so late. And they wake up at 10, 11, then they just have a breakfast and lunch together. They say brunch. When I stay in the accommodation in the hostel, university hostel, then I asked the girl, she was, I think, Eurasian, British, she was British. Then she looked at me, hey monk, he said, hello, good morning. I said, yeah. I said, are you having a lunch? He said, no, this is brunch. I said, what's brunch? He said, breakfast and lunch. I said, oh. So I know the term called brunch. They skip the breakfast. Singapore know what is brunch. Singapore, you people like you also skip the breakfast. See a Dharma class 9:45. You wake up at 9. Luckily got mask and you need to make up. Wow, just nice, covered up. Although now you need to wear the mask. But I think kiasu Singapore kiasu ma. So please say wear the mask. Then also good thing can cover up. You don't need to make up. For guys, you need to mustache whatever cover up. Okay, so this is the first chapter. So now chapter 2, okay, they start to want to give a sermon, the discourse by the Buddha. And one of the great chief disciples, Subhuti, I will show you later on the PowerPoint. This gentleman, the Diamond Sutra Subhuti, very popular. He specialized in emptiness, very good understanding in emptiness, sunyata. And he start to ask Buddha, they have a dialogue, the kind of dialogue with the Buddha to ask him how to subdue, calm down our mind. Because the mind abiding, zu, means attachment. How to calm down our mind, to control our mind so that we don't cling on or attach to the external object. And this is a very profound teaching in Buddhism. And he asked on behalf of us. So before Buddha explained it, So this is chapter 2, okay? Now we're going to talk about this chapter 2. So first refer to the Chinese Sutra. If you can read the Chinese, 第二分 page 11. 十长老须菩提在大众中即从坐起，偏袒右肩，右膝着地，合掌恭敬而拜佛言：昔有世尊，如来三复念诸菩萨，三复数诸菩萨。世尊，善男子、善女人，发阿耨多罗三藐三菩提心，因云何住？云何降伏其心？佛言：善哉，善哉，须菩提。如汝所说，如来三复念诸菩萨，三复主诸菩萨。如今谛听，当为汝说。善男子、善女人，发阿耨多罗三藐三菩提心，因如是住，如是降伏其心。唯然，世尊，愿要译文。那读呀。This in Chinese. So now back to your textbook, page 57, English one, chapter 2. On this occasion, the Venerable Subhuti was also present in the assembly. Rising from his seat, he uncovered one shoulder and touched his right knee to the ground. Pressing his palm together and bowing to the Buddha, he said, "It is rare, Bhagavan, most rare indeed, Sugata. How the Tathagata," it means refer to Buddha, Ru Lai, "and the Arhat and the fully enlightened one blesses fearless Bodhisattva with the best of blessing. And it is rare, Bhagavan, how the Tathagata, the Arhat, the fully enlightened one, entrusts fearless Bodhisattva with the greatest of trust. Even so, Bhagavan, if a noble son or daughter should set forth on the Bodhisattva path, how should they stand? How should they walk? And how should they control their thoughts?" The Buddha told the Venerable Subhuti, "Well say, Subhuti, well say. So it is Subhuti, it is as you say, the Tathagata blesses fearless Bodhisattva with the best of blessing and entrusts fearless Bodhisattva with the greatest of trust. You should therefore truly listen, Subhuti, and consider this well. I shall tell you how those who set forth on the Bodhisattva path should stand, how they should walk, and how they should control their thoughts. Now, this is our walk, and our thought. This is actually in our daily life, Of course, in our kind of rules and regulation for bhikkhus, when we receive the precepts, some in the precept they tell how to eat, how to walk, how to talk. I mean for sangha, for sangha. People like lay people like you, not so strict, but do anyhow walk, they have see. So there's some rules and regulations just like in the temple, especially just like go to the church. People go to the church, they do worshipping, they wear the long sleeve, proper attire, this and that. But those Buddhists, especially they go to the temple because we're talking about chin chai. Some people wear the short for guy, wear the short. Sometimes it's not so good, I'm not conservative, those kind of lao kok, but just to show the respect to the Buddha, You know what I mean? So you must have a proper attire, for guy don't wear the short because your hair, leg hair, people can see, 脚毛 come out, so 不雅观嘛. Then for ladies, sometimes wear, you outside you wear the kind of short, even until you can see the buttock, that one to wear here. Even you wear here, people cannot concentrate, cannot focus on the lecture to see the jialat. Then everybody don't look at the textbook, look at you, then also see. But I do expect you to wear the uniform, Hai Qing, also. Then some people are not Buddhists, have to go and buy Hai Qing, Kresa. That one costs about $50-$60, But nowadays, you don't know how much they sell, My time is about, the cheapest one about 40, 30, but the quality is not so good one. And sometimes the Hai Qing are very thin one, You wear until just like you don't wear, Because you can see through it, So inside anyhow t-shirt you wear color, can see through one, 那你会钻研 So you want to buy those kind of really can cover up one, And everybody all black color, wearing the black color, so nothing to see, So that's the reason why they ask you to wear the kresa. Only China they use the black color. In India they wear the white color for lay people. But which color you prepare? I prefer black color because in cover if your kresa are dirty, never wash, 看不出嘛. But white color, a little bit of stain you can see already. So black color is better. This is my opinion. Okay, anyway, here, still got one more paragraph. So the Venerable Subhuti answer, may it be so, Bhagavan, and gave his full attention. Because he want to listen to how Buddha to give a discourse to explain on the mind, how to control our mind. Of course, there's a word called abiding. Okay, abiding mind, Chinese called 住心, abiding. To calm down our mind, to make sure our mind can be controlled, not scattered, undistracted mind, so that we can focus, and not wavering, not easily cling on to the external object, any external object in the outside world. Okay, can you turn to page 58? Okay, chapter 2. Most Buddhist sutra means, Buddhist scriptures. Qing, sutra is a Sanskrit word. So it's one of the three baskets, sanzan. We know sutra, vinaya, and sastra. We call it treatise in English. Right? Okay, sutra, Qing, okay, vinaya, 律, it's just a precepts, rules and regulation, and sastra, we call it 论, treatise. So this, we call it three baskets, sanzang, right? Three baskets. Because after Buddha, he attained Nibbana, so whatever he given the kind of discourse or whatever, so they have a three council. We call it three council. This is generally recognized three council. Some they say four council, five council. Anyway, generally they say these are the recognition, for the 3 council. It means council means the assembly, big assembly, and they gather together. And last time that they don't have the tape recorder, handphone, without paper. So it's all recite to talk about what Buddha taught them, during that time, and they by using their memory. So they're very good memory. Nowadays people don't using your brain to think sometimes, because some people say, use a handphone can do the recording, whatever. Hardly use your brain. That's why a lot of people dementia to Sanikwan. Probably this is one of the reasons. I don't know. So you do mindfulness, you can minimize the thing, dementia. It's true, They say Dharma very useful one. Can good for a house, at the same time can generate wisdom. Mindfulness. Right? Nian, Chinese called Nian, Vipassana. Outside, very common practice, and people like it. Those people working stress, then they go and practice. And some people want to practice meditation, they go for yoga. Those free thinker without religion one, yoga don't need to do any religion. It's a kind of sort of like exercise. Then you have to buy the mat. You have to buy the mat, right? Then every time you carry the mat, go to the place there and do some exercise, and then you have to do the meditation. Okay. Now, so most Buddhist sutra begins with a question, Supati, right? Just like dialogue, ask the Buddha. So Buddha explained, so everybody knows, so recorded. Has just witnessed the compassion and detachment with which the Buddha performed his daily round of giving and receiving offering. And he is moved to ask how others might do the same. So among the Buddha's disciples, right, during that time, but one of the very popular one, I told you, Subhuti, this is the main one, right? So who is Subhuti? Shiputi. Plays a much larger role in Mahayana Buddhism, right? Maya Buddhism, than in the Theravada Buddhism. So in Mahayana Buddhist tradition, he is considered the disciple of the Buddha, who is the foremost, right? He's the foremost in understanding, specialized one, very good in sunyata. So sunyata is in Sanskrit, right? We call it emptiness, Kong. Chinese called Kong. Kong, not tao ka kang kang. So Kong, emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. Nothingness is bo, 没有, nothing in my pocket, bo. Right? If you know the Dharma, that's why I say you must have basic Dharma before you come for this sutra. Kong, emptiness refers to the nature, the characteristic of all things in the phenomena, nature. And nature cannot see through naked eye, our naked eye 看不到呀. Nature, 性. This is a philosophical term. Cannot be seen through our naked eye. That's why Buddhism talk about the nature of emptiness. 性空, nature of emptiness. Referring to the nature, like for instance, this table is due to nature of emptiness. Therefore, it depends on causes and conditions. But how do I know the nature of emptiness still exists? 有没有在那边 cannot be seen. That's why it's very difficult to explain to the people what is the nature of emptiness or what is the emptiness 空. Because it's not referring to nothingness. 不是没有 because the table is still here. But if you refer to the nature of the table, it's emptiness. Why emptiness? And because of emptiness, things are depend on causes and conditions. This table are depend on so many elements to form a table. And you know the Buddhism talk about impermanence. All things are impermanent, 无常. And impermanent cause suffering. And therefore, the table is subject to changes. Although it comes every 2 weeks. He didn't realize that table is table, nothing happened. Nothing been changed. 没有改变呢. Still the same. But you're wrong. You're wrong. It's changing. But we don't know. We didn't aware of it. Right? Because we cannot see the nature of things in the phenomena. And this is the most challenging part. That's why when you talk about emptiness, it's very profound. 很深, 很深. It's very difficult to explain to the ordinary people because cannot be seen. But if you see the appearance of the table, yes, can be seen. can be seen. So big, this size. Right? You can measure the length and the width. Can be measured, can be seen. Therefore, I believe. And table still here, in front of you. But when you talk about the nature of the table, cannot be seen. And this is the problem. This is the profound part. Very profound. Okay? But if we practice the Dharma, if we have a wisdom, with a wisdom, so that we can see the true reality of the table, that means emptiness, and know that it's subject to changes, things are impermanent, so therefore it can be prevention better than cure, because you know beforehand, wow, this thing going to happen. It's just like COVID-19. Pre-COVID time, nothing happened. In the past 3 years, because lasted for 3 years already, COVID-19 come out. 冠状病毒. And now go down. Definitely will go down, but don't know when it will go down, because cycle, just a sideways curve. You study mathematics, sideways, up and down. I learned mathematics, I only remember sine and cosine. Tangent, tangent, I don't know the graph. You see, if you study mathematics, sideways curve. 0, plus, minus. Correct? Sine, S-I-N-E, sine. Cosine. 对不对? Wow, luckily pass. So, just like our mood, up and down, subject to changes. Subject to changes. And because of things are impermanent, therefore, how we suffer. So just like this COVID-19 now go down, but don't happy, If you and me take things for granted, never learn, just like we never learn from SARS, S-A-R-S. And now come out, COVID-19, now disappear again. Who knows, the next variant will go up again. So if you know that impermanent, so mentally you are prepared for it. Right now. So you prepare for it, prevention better than cure. Just like husband and wife. If we establish the Buddhist family, both practice middle path, no self, that means emptiness, wisdom, then you can last longer. You scold me, I think this is 笑 because you are empty. So you do everything except key so karma, owe you Dharma, owe you something. So I return back the debt, all the debt money return back to you. So next time will be better. So you are more positive, what to do. 都已经上了贼船 on the same boat already. So you must cross from this shore to the other shore. You do it halfway, So it's,夫妻, husband and wife, you want to live forever, not easy, There's a Chinese phrase, 相见容易,相处难. People like you come here for 1.5 hours, once every 2 weeks. Even you don't like him or her, pretend, bye, sayonara, disappear. But if you can stay for 24 hours, every day, every week, every month, every year, need to see. Because all the true color come out already, the bad habit everything come already. Right now, during the courting time, they pretend one. You pretend, she also pretend, he also pretend, even pretend arahat status already. You arahat at bodhisattva, you bodhisattva at Buddha. You Buddha, I don't know what, right? Buddha. Win-win situation, fight each other. 相处不容易的呢, I tell one thing, different habit, different whatever, That's why people divorce, a lot of people divorce one. But if you're a Buddhist family, not too bad. Just like if you're a Christian family, because of God, God's will, I do that, we're punished by the God, whatever. You see, God only one. Buddha 真在追了, just like everybody can become Buddha, So people confusing already. Clear? I tell you the truth, Although I didn't marry, but I know, because from the Dharma I know. So you want to get along, not so easy. You say during courting time, testing, see whether any bad habit, whatever, you're wrong. During courting time, both are pretending, So they cover up, until you stay together, everything disposed already, exposed. So everything see from head to toe. Right? Anyway, I didn't tell you to marry, don't mistaken. Your own business, because of 不能做媒人出给他们比赛做媒人I cannot say, one of the students 非常奇怪的he approached me, Venerable, can you introduce boyfriend for me? 笑 introduce boyfriend for you. 哎呀，这个 must be no sin no sin 的。She angry with me， 这师父你没有介绍男朋友给我，说那就看你 ，look at her， 赶快。我不会使介绍嘛，所以 I say, oh, this is very good, very good. I'm not a salesman, I say, good. Then impermanent next time go become bad, Then you blame me, Venerable 講介紹好介紹Then I get the blame, so no good 嘛 ，then karma back karma 嘛。But solemnizer can because I was a solemnizer. Solemnizer nothing to violate the precepts, break the precepts. Because you do your courting time, you love each other, then you need a solemnizer 嘛。那 by skillful 我們就可以 chop sign only 嘛。But because you want to marry, I didn't ask you to marry, Because you want to marry, you come from it. Then I solemnize, so nothing wrong, Can be a solemnizer. Just like you see a lot of pastor priests, they all solemnizer. But you ask me to introduce it for you, never. 介紹好介紹 cannot 一個公公個 student 師父你可以介紹我男朋友快 I dare not to say in Buddhism no handsome one very difficult sorry I didn't mean that it's true because mentally they are very negative one you look at Christian they're very open-minded cheerful look very happy to go to the church then people like you come to Dharma class are begging you liar cooking liar. You see a lot of different. They are so passionate, 很热忱的呢。I was in England. The whole family go to church one. Unlike Buddhist family 逃走，老公去哪里？我要去巴沙马了。Then go for a class Buddhist lodge. They need to tell your husband and wife. Unlike brother and so good, husband and wife come together. That's a model. 典型的模範夫妻 so good. But on the surface only, I don't know. Because on the surface look good. So things you see on the surface only, must investigate to find out more, this is called investigation. This is what Buddha taught us. Okay, laugh enough, very back to the textbook. So on this occasion, he saw in the Buddha action the perfect realization of that doctrine. Thus, he expresses his gratitude for such instruction by example and ask how others, not only monks, but anyone who seeks to live an enlightened life. Just ask on behalf of us. No, during that time the monks only, right? Subhuti is one of them. So, can follow in the Buddha's footsteps. So the wording of his question, however, reflects the understanding of someone of Hinayana and lesser path. But this is a Mahayana Sutra, right? Although you know that in Buddhism, not only Buddhism has different schools. Of course, these are the two main branch, Mahayana and Theravada, 大乘小乘. Then now we got Tibetan Buddhism, Tibet. So basically, these are the three branches. But during Buddha time, even in India, even within the Theravada, there are so many schools. Within the Mahayana, there got 8 schools, Chinese in Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism. Not only in Buddhism, even for other religion. The Christianity, they got city harvest, they have those conservative ones, those more open one, more modern one. So those conservative, more conservative one, they don't recognize city harvest. It's too modern already. Just like Buddhism, the same thing. Catholic, Hinduism, what else? Muslim. Why they're different school? Whether more or less only. Why? Human being. Human beings are due to the different character, different style, kind of way of doing. Just like now, more than 100 students, more than 100 schools, right? Because your thinking, everything, your habit, all are different. 一种米养百种人 in Chinese. We are eating the same rice, but different kind of people, sort of people, And some people are 已经排款的嘛 different habit 嘛 So as a Buddhist, as a true Buddhist, so we have to behave, good behavior. All right, for Buddhists. Do you now eat, go to hawker center, anyhow throw the tray, whatever, and then look at the bird, go and eat. I tell you one thing. Do you think it's hygiene enough? The newspaper recently came out. The cleaner, the auntie, he said, I wash the toilet. The moment I walk out, after 5 minutes, whole toilet dirty already. But if you go to Japan, I went to Japan once because I heard people say very clean, very clean. Now when I went there, I witnessed myself. I tell you, because it's become custom, it's a custom, a culture, and educate from the young. I don't know how come Singapore do that. You know, my time we learn the 公民课. I tell you to be a good student, good citizen, this and that. But now your textbook in the junior college or secondary school, whatever, too materialistic, right? How to pass with a flying color distinction. Of course, this is our goal as well. But you must how to become a good citizen. This is a very important value as well. Don't tell me you got PhD, so what? You got master degree, so what? But do you behave properly or not? This is called moral already, morality. 你的道德有问题嘛？ Right or not? But I don't know how come now the policy change the government. I don't know. But they must have reason behind. That's why you see in the world, they say Singapore education very good, top in the world. The students also very smart. So a lot of people, investor, the aspirant, they come to Singapore. The whole family come, They let the children study here. Because Singapore school education is very good. To me, except, they don't teach them how to behave, the kind of thing, I don't know. So you must train from the young. So when they go to hawker center, they don't mess up the table. They are more considerate. And some people give an excuse. Hey, I pay for the money, I pay already, One time is 350, 3個半. So all the labor costs all inclusive, So if I clean, it means I do the job for them, Come on, the rubbish. You see, you do the job for them. 要给他做吗？不然他没有工作做吗？ From the surface, you say, yeah, 有道理哦 quite reasonable. Actually, are all rubbish. They return the tray. You see, household today, newspaper came out. 那我不能写嘞。If I write in, they say you must put your name one. Otherwise, they don't accept it. Then I say, Venerable Chang, yeah. I gone already. So in 2 weeks' time, you see me, I'm not standing here anymore already. So 你们写啦。But you say, I ask you to write. No, it's up to you. But if you want to sacrifice for the sake of all Singaporean, then it's your choice. I say it's your choice. I didn't force you. You see, you go YouTube one live. Okay, so you see, next paragraph, just like this, Zhao Ming, I told you already who is Zhao Ming, right? Then Hui Nen is the sixth patriarch, Liu Zu Hui Nen. I see how you say, this Hui Nen can refer to the textbook, page 449. It just indicate the number, page 449. And Zhao Ming, he was a prince. This one is a page 441. It just indicate that, they go back and read that by yourself. Okay, see this Hui Nen, how we say. From emptiness comes wisdom. You see in bracket, Subhuti names means born of emptiness. 因为它是解空第一 in Chinese. Very good understanding in emptiness. Among the 10 disciples of the Buddha, he's the one. It's just like, Ananda, because he listened so many Dharma talk, Buddha give a lot of discourse, 多闻第一嘛 right? 目犍连 spiritual power, 神通第一 right? They all different disciples got all different area. Number one, very good in different area. So this is Subhuti, born of emptiness. Question and answer, both are worthy. Thus follows a chapter in which Subhuti asks for instruction. So now we see, sentence by sentence and how we explain it in the textbook. Okay, the first one. On this occasion, you see why you say on this occasion? Because India and Singapore, there's a time difference. Right? Even America and Singapore also time difference. England and Singapore. Taiwan is the same. Japan, South Korea, the time difference, whether in advance or later, 1-2 hours later. So if you want to see exactly the date time in India during the time, it's very difficult. Very difficult. And know that India, they don't have a sort of like habit to record the history, 没有历史记录的. So it's very difficult for us to trace back. So they say on this occasion, Chinese called 一时. So they don't tell you exactly the time and especially exactly the time, they cannot tell you. So this applies to even almost all the sutra in Buddhism. So you look at the word Chinese 一时 in English on this occasion. Okay? So just for you, just take note of that. Now, say on this occasion, the Venerable Subhuti was also present in the assembly because he's a main actor, 主角, He's the one to raise a question, and have a dialogue with the Buddha, and we should thank this Subhuti, Without him, no Qing Gan Jing, no Diamond Sutra, Right now. So this sutra is actually sort of written, recorded as kind of a dialogue, 对话. Because Subhuti asks, then Buddha answer. Then he asks, then answer. So there are different ways of written in the sutra. Some just automatically discourse, spoken by the Buddha. That this one is asked by Subhuti. So the kind of dialogue, you ask, I answer, you ask, I answer. And some people never ask, Buddha just tell you the Dharma. So there are different kind of way of recorded in the sutra. And this is a kind of a dialogue. Okay, so you see the first paragraph. Depending on how the word Subhuti is passed, it can mean born of emptiness. Born of emptiness. Or auspicious sight. Although Subhuti family possessed great wealth, 很有钱, great wealth. On the day he was born, all the gold and silver in his family storeroom disappeared. Wow. So all these are karma, right? So if you are born in a rich family, you got gold, everything gold bar, even the bank going to collapse. Just like America now collapse, the Silicon Valley, the bank collapse, but your money still safe. So actually, I tell one thing, your money put in the bank, actually not 100% safe. Then you ask me, Venerable, where do I put? I cannot say put in my pocket. But I cannot say put in the temple. Temple also not safe, no. You know why not? Not safe, we're going to steal your money. No, we cannot do that. You see the donation box, last time I say in Taiwan, the temple there, what tell you, the they came to the temple, climbed the wall, because the wall is so low, everybody sleep already, Then they open up the donation box, They forced to open, so they take out all the money. They don't care about karma. What is karma to them? It's karma, amma, karma. So it's not safe. It's not safe. Then the Taiwanese Venerable told me, the monk, he said, because I helped them to open the donation box to count the money. So once a week, depending on the temple, once a week or twice a week, they have to open the box. Then you cannot one person open it because they say 你偷钱 and corruption. So at least must be two. So the other one witness or help to count together. Then 他就跟我讲说, I said, hey, you key open already, how come still cannot open? He said, no, I near it. 他放一个那个螺丝钉 special one, secret weapon, Even you forced to open, but another obstacle you need to clear, You must take out the nail. Then he told me this is a double protection. So 你可以跟人家讲跟那个 temple, you scare people steal the money, you nail, put one more nail there, 一个铁钉 So the robber or whatever 小偷 he's panic already, then you hear the sound, they come out and catch him. So this is prevention. So your house, 你的保险箱one more nail there. So everything is not safe. According to the Dharma, if you study the Dharma class, the way to Buddhahood, by the author Master Yin Sun, possessed by the five group, our wealth, 我们的钱 possessed by the five, whether the ruler, if the ruler is an evil ruler, that means your money not safe. Right now. Then if the bank got problem, then how about flood? Everything, right? Your money also not safe. So actually, nothing is perfect one, Right now. So you need to spend, you better spend. Some people 守财路 because one student told me, he say he or she very rich, but he have a kind of simple life, Eat the cheapest food, everything, wear the kind of low quality of clothing, and nobody know that he's the richest person in the world or in the country, But he don't know how can he accumulate so many money, save a lot of money, but don't want to spend. 像那个守财奴 Right? You know why? This is kind of an illness, 一种病来的 Because he see the money, he very happy. 越多越好 He see only, but he don't want to spend, But that when you die, nothing will follow us, Only karma only, Your money cannot follow us, how to burn for you. Correct? So things... when you need to spend, then you spend. You need to save, then you save. So this is called middle path. You don't overspend, and don't the guy, don't spend any single cent. So these are the two extremes. Okay? And some people, due to greed, they want to have a merit 功德, then they have a lot of donation to the temple or whatever, then this is also not so good. Everybody share the part, have an opportunity to donate. $2 or whatever, everybody have a merit. You don't just solely depend on the persons are very rich one. Even by Master Xing Yu in Taiwan one, passed away. He also said that the Fo Guang Shan in Kaohsiung, you don't depend on one richest one. Donate $10 million, $100 million, enough. The rest don't need to donate. Then people don't have opportunity to accumulate, to practice merit. Right? So everybody donate. 积沙成塔, $2, more people become, the money will more already. You know, that should be the way I see it. If you solely depend on him or her, so become very arrogant. 我是大财主, no? So when I come to the temple, I'm the VIP one, must queue out to welcome me, and the food is special, VIP room, special server, everything special one. When come to the top, but they never come to the top one, must sit in front, no, sit behind. VIP seat. You know, that means you have a special kind of a priority or whatever, so this is no good. And when the monk or whatever, the abbot of the temple see the VIP come, so also no good. Yeah, those sangha, but sitting right? Not wisdom eye. They are just like you, naked eye. There are 5 eyes in Diamond Sutra, 无眼呢. You and me are naked eye. 特別看上來掉跌破眼鏡，有個 naked eye. You got Dharma eye, wisdom eye, 法眼慧眼沒有? Next time we'll talk about this one, 金剛經 in the Diamond Sutra. Okay, back to here. So then 7 days later, his family goes and Shiva reappear. So thus his birth also in the auspicious side. So looking back on this event, okay, so commentator mused that the disappearance of his family wealth demonstrated the truth of emptiness. Wow, because it's not safe, right? Impermanent, subject to changes. One day your wealth will disappear. Then how? Emptiness. So while its reappearance of demonstrated that true emptiness is empty of emptiness. So we know that emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness refers to all things that depend on causes and conditions. Like people, you all can come here for the Dharma class, a Dharma talk, or sort of like Dharma class. It depends on the good condition, Nothing happened to you, You can wake up on time, Then you take the public transport, nothing happened, You don't caught in the traffic, jam, Everything smooth, And you walk on the road, you don't fall down, Now after class, you can go for lunch already, So everything's so smooth, But you don't take things for granted, Right? So you see, some people have a persistent determination. That I just conducted the Dharma class, the way to Buddhahood, for nearly 2 years, 1.5 years. Everybody, Sachakuye hero, never disappear one. That one is the Sachakuye hero. Right? They are congratulated to them. Why? Good karma. Right? Managed to clear all those obstacles and finish it. 这个就是你的功德 merit 嘛。Right? I'm joking. Next time you go to Pure Land, they check. Oh, you attended the way to Buddhahood. Who? Venerable Chang. Oh, where? Buddhist Lord. Okay, clear. You have to check. That means you are qualified. You say, you need all me talk for any proof? No, go back. Now, I didn't say chanting is no good. Chanting is part of the cultivation. This is how to nurture, foster religious spirituality, 宗教情操. But if you chant without understanding, then this is meaningless. Right? You chant with the understanding of the Dharma, and this becomes very meaningful because you know what is the purpose of chanting. Besides blessing, then most importantly, you know the Dharma. Then you practice the Dharma in your daily life, and this is how you generate wisdom. With the wisdom, then you can solve our problems. And this is called blessing, the true blessing, not just simply seeking for the external help. Right? So in Buddhism, external help is only 30% only, 40% initially, eventually 30%. 70% is on our own effort, Our own self, It's just like you study, you have to study by your own. I cannot study for yourself, You have to eat yourself. I cannot eat on your behalf, So it's the same logic. Okay, back to here. So you say emptiness or empty or emptiness. Okay, can you see the page 59? Okay, the rest I think you can read up by yourself. So anyway, the main actor appear already. You know that this is called Subhuti. Okay. Now regarding the emptiness, can you see the PowerPoint here? Sunyata. I forgot to show you here. Kong, Sunyata. Some Kong, Sunya refers to Kong, but some the textbook very confusing one because they are not consistent. This is Sunyata also Kong, but strictly speaking, Sunya is emptiness. Chinese called Kong. Sunyata is the nature of emptiness. Xing Kong. By right. But by left, they all sama, the same. Sunyata, Sunya, the same. But sometimes you refer to the textbook. I tell first, otherwise you're confused. You know? Sometimes they use Sunya, but sometimes they use Sunyata. And some they say Sunya and Sunyata are different. And some textbooks they say it's the same. But anyway, don't care. All these are kind of terms, right? Anyway, emptiness, vacuity, and sometimes voidness. Sometimes they use a voidness. Kong, right? In English, voidness is an Indian philosophical concept. Emptiness is an expression used in the Buddhist thought primarily to mark a distinction between the way things appear, okay, to be, and the way they actually are. The actual means a true reality. We see the thing appear. Yes, this is an appearance. We call it form, xiang. But all these are subject to changes. Because all depend on cause. But the nature, as I told you before, we cannot be seen one. And this is the true reality of all things in the phenomena. So if we can fully understood the true reality of all dharma, all things in the phenomena, then congratulations. Means that you have a wisdom already. You won't simply attach to the external object. Instead, you try to detach. You don't cling on, 不要执着. Once you attach to it, then this is how we call suffering. What I mean attach to it, of course, computer. You need a computer because you need to operate the computer to find out something, to do something. So you have to recognize this is important, the function of the computer. We can say computer is emptiness, useless. You have to recognize it, but you don't attach to it. Means that you don't, just like we talk about drug addicts, don't be addicted. You know, say this thing, nothing happened. This thing will spoil, damage on, you know. What happened, the thing spoil? Then you suffer. You are so angry, very annoying. Right? So prevention better than cure. Especially the electronic things, the very advanced one. Year after year or few months already, come out the new model already. Right? Computer things, right? That's why you study computer engineering or engineering, you have to keep on update yourself, no? You keep the pace with the generation, the modern world, no? Otherwise you'll be just outdated. Some people don't want to study computer. Why? Computer engineering, very advancing one. You know, few months another one come out. You know, I don't know whether I'm right or not. It's something like that one. You know? So they say, you know, computer really stress study computer. You know, because they keep on very advancing, keep on changing. Okay, back to here. Actually, together with the attendant attitude, which are held to be spiritually beneficial. Okay, so this sunyata. Okay, back to the textbook. Can you see another verse? Rising from his seat, he uncovered one shoulder and touched his right knee to the ground, pressing his palm together and bowing to the Buddha. He do like that, no? Kneel down. Not both legs, one leg, right leg, kneel down to the ground, you know. And he don't wear this kind of rope. He wear this kind of belt, then he bear the shoulder, the rope, whole thing put properly, you know, and hold the palm together. And this is an Indian culture, to pay the respect to the Buddha. But now you don't do that, no. Now it's different. You see Singapore Theravada, they are both legs kneel now. Not like that. They make kiang. But you also not wrong. If you are Theravada Buddhism, you go to visit the Theravada monk, you do that. When he scold you, I say, I got proof, no, I can do that, no. Indian culture, no, how come you know? I studied the Dharma class, the textbook Buddha taught us one. You know, so you know better than him. So you do that, no? So next time, ni hao. Wow. Like martial art, you know. Anyway, this is Indian culture, you know, different way. So you don't ask me why. Certain thing you don't ask me why one. This one you need to ask why. This is a custom, 就是这样嘛，风俗习惯 everybody agree one 嘛，对不对？ You say, how come 100,020, 250, 1225个比丘? How do I know? That time they also right to left count 1, 2, 3, 4 like army. They didn't count or maybe they are count. They counted 擺集嘅呢幾擺呢款. This is not important whether it just to show you a lot of people, tell you a lot of people only right now. Okay, so this is can I turn to page 60? And the rest you read up by yourself. I tell you the gist, the importance of the verse. You read it by yourself. If you don't know, can write a piece of paper, put on the table here. I will try to answer your question. Okay, I think I'm going to thumbs up already. Okay, I read up the verse here. It is rare, Bhagavan, most rare indeed, Sugata, how the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, blesses fearless Bodhisattva with the best of blessing. And it is rare, Bhagavan, how the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, entrusts fearless Bodhisattvas with the greatest of trust. Now, due to time constraint, we stop here. You go back to read yourself. Then next lecture we will continue. So any question you can ask me. You can write a piece of paper, just put on the table before the class. Okay, I know you are looking for the lunch coming. So shall we do the dedication? Please hold the palm and follow me. If you don't know how to read, you just see the PowerPoint here. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm and follow me. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you all in the next lecture. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, go for lunch. 較緊去食飯，去食飯。